Welcome, beautiful divine masculine and feminine darlings. This is the Seraphim Gem Gypsy, SeraFae, Indigo Empress, and Shiloh Horizon. I don't plan to be here for too long. However, I do have some channels and certainly a reading. Actually, let's get those cards out. So, since yesterday, I have been hearing, I'm going to speak while I multitask. I've been hearing a karmic say, I'm so sorry, I'm so effing sorry, I'm so effing sorry. And they're panicking because they know they've been exposed and they're upset because they've been called out. Now, I ignored this yesterday, and I would say that this is a person who was fixated on this thought process, 111, on the timer, or they were both really hoping so desperately that I picked up the thought wave and maybe was continuing to sit on that cycle and spin in that same thought process. It was over and over all day yesterday, and I started picking it up again today because I didn't respond to it. I didn't say anything about it. So what I assume is that they assumed that I wasn't picking up on it, so they kept sending it, partially because they're obsessed, but secondarily because they wanted to make sure the message got through. I heard you. It's just not relevant. Now, I did post something in the community board earlier, kind of in relation to this topic, or it was a brief reference, kind of hit this note a little bit. And that's when the message started to change. Oh, I need a charger. Hold on. And this is a karmic energy that seems to realize that I picked up what they were trying to put down, but it just wasn't relevant. And they were saying, no, you don't understand. And yes, I do. It's just not relevant. Let me explain. No, you don't understand. I'm so sorry. No, you don't understand. They're never going to let me get away with this. This is a person who's saying, self-admittedly, that they're in trouble. I'm in trouble for other things you don't even know. Meaning that they've already gotten in trouble with the law. They maybe have been given free passes, or they were given, bail, or they were given, what is that called? There's something where they don't actually either charge you for something or they don't arrest you, but they let you go under the promise that you won't get into trouble again or you won't violate your bail. Basically, they give you a free pass. They give you another chance. It's kind of like a probationary period, though, because if you get in trouble again, they'll revoke that. They're only giving you a free pass because you're promising you won't get into trouble or you won't do the thing that you got in trouble for again, or both. But they did. So what they're saying is that they've been causing problems in other areas of their life or other people's lives for themselves and other people. And I picked up something about a district attorney possibly, meaning that, maybe DUI, picked up a DUI also. Maybe they've been in trouble for drunk driving and other things. So they would have to go through a court system, right? It would be that person who was drunk driving versus the state that they got caught drunk driving in. So that means the district attorney or the attorney general is already aware of whatever other secondary crimes that they've been committing, meaning that whatever they're praying for another chance on or forgiveness on now from the victims, please, I'm so effing sorry. Here's why I don't have empathy for that. Because they're not sorry about what they did, they're just panicking since they're caught. They feel sorry for themselves, not the victims. It's regret, not remorse, and there's a difference. Remorse means they feel genuinely bad for what they did. They know they were wrong. They wish they hadn't done it, not because they're upset about their consequences, but because they genuinely feel bad that they hurt somebody. This is not a person who feels bad. that they hurt people. They're upset because they're in trouble for it. That's selfish. They haven't learned their lesson. So there's that. They lack empathy for the victims. Still, they're still trying to play the pity party for themselves. Therefore, I do not feel bad for them in this. And that is why. 522, but nonetheless, back to that main consensus and topic. You don't understand. I'm in trouble for other things too, meaning the district attorney or whoever. Maybe they were caught in another brawl, a fight at a bar or something in relation to aggressiveness and possibly addiction. And it has nothing to do with the situation or the people that they're now in trouble for targeting. 555 as I look up again on the timer. But since the DA, the district attorney, since the police, since the state, since the court already knows that they're causing trouble, breaking the law in general towards other people in other areas of life or the legal system, when this particular case comes up and when they finally are charged for the abuse or the theft or the destruction that they're trying to say they're sorry for now because they're upset that they're getting caught, they're saying that since they've already been caught up for those other things, the district attorney or the court is going to throw the book at them. They're not going to give them another chance, and they're not going to let them off the hook. So this karmic is basically, this means that all of their different crimes have been exposed to the parties that can and will do something about it. This is why they don't want charges to be pressed, and this is what they were asking for. Please, I'm so sorry. Basically, please don't press charges against me. If you push through and you prosecute me for what I've done to you, is what they were getting at, then let's say it's the district attorney. This karmic was saying the district attorney is going to know that I did all these things to you when they already know about all these other things I did either to other people or maybe to cheat the legal system or the financial system in some way. So they know the DA is going to charge them with all these other crimes. Maybe they were given free passes. Maybe they played the victim in those other situations. But when this one hits the table, there's just no more room for forgiveness. There's no more room for leeway, leniency, benefit of the doubt. It shows a pattern of destruction, carelessness, and frankly, criminal behavior, for starters. And there's just no way to overlook it. There are no more chances. They're hurting people. The book is thrown at these people by whatever higher authority they were trying to hide it from. Okay, so there's that. I would like to see what's up with that energy, but I do need a second. There's a karmic male. Yeah, see, it's like, it's weird, aggressive, plotting energy. It's a karmic female who's more upset. It's like she knows she's done. I hear cooked toast, like burnt breakfast, she says, or Thanksgiving turkey. Yeah, well, I shouldn't have done that to her. She's saying she shouldn't have competed with a divine feminine. While I finish up what I'm doing with my hands and multitasking, which I need to read these cards, I'm going to just channel. But the karmic male energy, he was just being aggressive and combative, and it's like, since, yeah, he's saying something like, well, since there's no chance in me getting away with it, or there's no chance in him manipulating a false sense of forgiveness, meaning since he feels like he can't manipulate the victim into giving him another chance to hurt them, then F it, might as well, meaning he might as well continue, in his mind, to target the victim, since he's already in trouble. He says, what do I have to lose if I've already lost anything anyway, or I'm about to lose everything? Yeah. And there hold on, there's something to do with this energy. He's saying, yeah, I've heard that before. Something about, I'm not exactly sure whether this is disbelief. There's something about he feels like since the victims have said, you're going to have to take accountability, or I'm not going to put up with this before, and maybe the full realm of the divine hammer or the legal hammer hasn't dropped yet. He thinks it won't. He thinks either the victim won't do it, or they're bluffing, or okay, that they don't have the power to do it. I feel like there may be another layer to that, but that's one of them. So quite interesting, I would say. Irrelevant, incorrect, he's incorrect, but yeah, very cocky. Possibly somebody with drug addictions. It doesn't seem very rational to me. I say cocky because he's laughing, but it's like a bullying, that mocking kind of energy. Oh, okay. I hear that he's not delusional, he's scared. It's quite the opposite. If he's scared, in this case, there's a level of rationality or even just a simple reality check here that he's had. Maybe the truth was forced upon him. It gave him a wake-up call. Oh, this may be somebody who also got arrested or recently got in trouble for something. Oh, I hear something about the IRS. The IRS maybe on this person's tail. Something about previous tax fraud or tax fraud in general. What is that? Business fraud? This could be through a court system too. Oh, yeah, well, like I said, could be a district attorney, attorney general, those types of things, especially if it's in regards to anything in relation to custody, often do go through systems of law like that. Okay. I'm very curious. I see some cards. Hold on. I want to see what this is. Because I'm channeling right now, but let's see. I just heard Topanga, which I believe is from the show, it's like a 90s series, Boy Meets World. And there's something about Topanga, I just heard wholesome. There's something about a divine feminine in a positive light, I would say, being compared to Topanga. And I believe, just as a trope, typically speaking, as a character, I hear heartthrob. Topanga was kind of globally seen as a heartthrob character. She was seen as very beautiful and popular, and some people were infatuated with her. So there's something about divine feminine being compared to that aspect of her character, or divine feminine being seen in that light, and frankly hearing why this is why some people have had some degree of obsession with her. For those that resonate, they will resonate. If you know, you know. Something about hair. I keep seeing her hair too. And in fact, I think there actually is an episode with an emphasis on her hair. She cuts it. But more specifically, there's something about people perceiving her as beautiful. I think she's also smart. Is she smart? I think she's smart as well. It's been a long time. I don't really remember that series. You know what's so funny too is I keep picking up this divine. What is his name? Is it like Skeeter or something like that? What is his name? There are two characters, and it's like a split energy. there's one, what's his name? He's like the cool kid. He's Corey's best friend. The cool kid. Corey is the one dating Topanga, typically, I think. I forget his name. Like I said, it's been a long time, but that's right. Isn't it? Corey's the one dating Topanga. Either way, it's Topanga's boyfriend's best friend. I think he often wears a leather jacket. He's the cool kid, and he's been through a lot of trauma, though, if I recall. And so that seems to be like half of Divine Masculine's personality, or this is how it's really funny, this example. I'm not mad at it. It's just interesting the way they're outlining this. Somebody must like this show that's watching me, either now or on the replay, or they used to. Maybe used to resonate with characters so they understand what I'm talking about. Anyway, so half of his personality is like the cool kid, the best friend, and then the other half, I feel like it's this show. There's this guy, he's kind of goofy, he's very passionate. I think he has a higher pitched voice. And what's his name? I have to look this up. Hold on. Give me 30 second wounds. I think he has like his parents are divorced or split up, or he's been through some stuff. And so that's that. But there's another one, and it's this really tall, skinny, lanky kid. He has curly hair. He has kind of got a high-pitched voice. They're high school kids in the show. I don't remember what it is. But he's kind of a little goofy, and he's kind of seen as the oddball, kind of a little obnoxious sometimes, if I remember. But in a playful way, in a well-meaning way. And not in a bad way, but that's kind of the other half of his personality, just goofy. I want to know what this is. I don't know. It was a 90s show, maybe. Kind of like Boy Meets World. It was either kind of like that, or it was on the same channel. I just got it. What is that? Tim's Tool something. I'm getting a flash of that one too. You know, I read something recently about that, and there was something about some of the kids on that set being mistreated or abused. It's not very uncommon, unfortunately, in Hollywood. A lot of those shows had that. You wouldn't think so. But that's because they didn't highlight the abuse on screen. They don't film those parts, or they cut them out. I want to say his name was like Skeeter or Scooter or something like that. It wasn't. It was something like that. And somebody might know exactly what I'm talking about. If you do, please drop it. In the meantime, that's what I have for you on that. And I will find that later, but I'm not going to waste more time on it. I will drop it in the down bar. In the meantime, I do have a couple of other things. Shush, Karmic. There's a karmic trying to threaten me right now. They don't like the truth. You're going to regret not stopping telling the truth. You think so? I know so, because I'm going to try to tell on you. You're going to rat yourself out by creating more rounds of perjury for yourself? Cool. That's not what I'm doing. Yes, it is. Doesn't matter whether you try to convince people of what it is. When it's a lie, it's a lie. It's not a matter of opinion. Yeah, see? Web designers. There's something about plagiarism, too, here. So they thought as long as they could convince people of whatever it was, as if the truth was a matter of debate. If they could either get crooked people on their side or they could convince gullible people that they were telling the truth while they're lying, then that was their truth. But their version of the truth doesn't make it the truth. That's them gaslighting themselves and others, and I don't buy it. Look, see, soap opera drama. And that's what narcissists do. They try to create soap opera dramas out of their lives and other people's. Barcodes, it was all for profit and sale. I hear merchandise, trying to merchandise people lives, crop circles in reverse. And so these are people who manufacture possibly fake psychics or fake spiritualists. These are people who manufacture situations, though, and then claim that it's a natural force or source. Silicon Valley in reverse. Yeah, so they got caught being corrupt with technology too. See, trying to force things to go in their favor. Trying to rewrite time. Elvis impersonator, but they're fake. Little children who wanted things for themselves. Immature. Or they were manipulating things around children. Yeah, see, children. People who are not fit or equipped to be around kids. Are here, or they were targeting single mothers. Yep. Possibly corrupt government. Look, computer dating services in reverse. Well, some of these karmics, I'll link it in the down bar, but some of the locals here, one of them not being a pedophile, in fact, made a fake account on a Christian dating chat network said website with my name and my stolen photo. And then they took some of my YouTube videos and they embedded them, they linked them to this fake account. So if you clicked on the video, it would bring them here to this YouTube that I'm speaking from right now. Meaning that if you didn't know any better, you might assume that I was the one who made the account on this chat network website and therefore linked my videos to it, but I didn't do that. And I know who did it because the same person who did it decided to take screenshots of it. I didn't know about this until after they did it. It was news to me. But they took this to a judge. They made fake accounts with my name and photo and then took it to a judge and said it was me behind them. No. But I did have to contact the website manufacturers or designers, runners, and ask them to take all of it down because it was fake. And they did. I have that documented. But like I said, they got caught being fake. It's Divine Masculine says they really brought that to court and tried to, yes. Well, that was dumb. There's a paper trail of that. Yes, there is. Yeah. These are people who also tried to financially extort. I got lotion under my fingernails now. Offshore bank accounts, cattle mutilators. These also may have been earth sign in reverse. In fact, one of these people involved in that was in fact Taurus, which is the sign of the bull. On the flip side, yeah, these people were delusional, like head in the clouds. Video surveillance. They may have been spying and stalking. I hear you know they were. Oh, I do. Conspiracy theories in reverse. Yeah, it wasn't a theory. This was criminal conspiracy. They all decided to have conversations about how to gang up together and target people. And the problem with that is the conspiracy itself is just the conversations on what they want to do to plot or what they plan to do to get the plot going. 1:11 on the clock here on the East Coast. Yeah, see. And that's the first crime. That's the conspiracy. When they actually go and they take steps to make that plot happen, that's a secondary crime. The first crime itself, the crime of conspiracy, is the planning. Acting out that plan, that's the second crime. Taking steps to act out that plan, it's the second crime. Reorganization, it's in reverse, though it's upside down. It wasn't organized. These are people who tried to also play with possible elemental energies. Weatherman just came out too. Yeah, no, that's a terrible idea. Some of them also tried to play with deities that tie into storms or the rain, possibly Grecian or Roman, doesn't have to be, but yeah, see nationalization. They tried to tap into other frequencies, energies, cultures, possibly because they were trying to compete with people who do truly resonate with those energies. Yeah, see, they reached out to fake psychics, or they claim to be something that they weren't themselves. But they didn't want people to know this. I'm hearing something about exposed Russ. He was saying in this that these people were plugged before their first song or project, meaning they claimed to be independent, but they actually were working together in a group to undercut other people or to boost and promote themselves, making it look like it was independent, but they actually had a whole team doing it behind the scenes. He's saying that the team behind the scenes says, don't announce it, don't tell people that you're getting help from us, because then it looks like you're self-sufficient and people think you're doing better than you are. So it was a whole, look, this just popped out, plan, long con. There's also a line in it that says these people, these karmics, either got lawyers or they got like magazines pushing what they were doing, promoting, and coffee shops, sitting wired though, sitting together trying to create a plan on how to upturn a situation on the negative, but that backfired. You see the microphone here too? And I'm hearing something about nobody wanting to, because I see how toxic that they are, especially if they were playing that Munchausen proxy bit. They were trying to hurt people or make people sick in order to control the situation or others, or the narrative. Sometimes they make people sick or hurt and then say, see, that person's just broken. See, they're just lazy. See, they're just unsuccessful. And there was a message from a divine masculine earlier too, and he was upset because he was saying, it was manufactured though, and he knew this. He was saying that the reference was trying to cut somebody and then blame them for bleeding. He was saying that these are people who intentionally injured her and then blamed her for the symptoms of injury, or tried to claim that the symptoms of injury that they were causing were just her being broken, as if she was broken the whole time, as if there was a problem with the symptoms that she was exhibiting while they were trying to cover up their hand in causing those symptoms. It's victim blaming at minimum. And it's ugly, I hear. He's sad. Where I hear like stealing candy from a baby. They were just playing house, playing dress up. They were pretending to be parents when they're not. They were trying to, even when it came to kids, like trying to hold people's children, or I hear homes, family resources from them, as if to treat them like children. But really what it was these people were being big babies, because they were, I see like a child, two things. A child tantruming because they want something another person has, and then the other thing is there are two kids in a playroom. One of them puts down a toy. It's just a group playroom, right? The toys belong to the daycare or something. And one child's playing with blocks and they get tired of playing with the blocks, so they put the blocks down and they go play with the sandbox. Except for someone else comes to pick up the blocks, another kid, because they're no longer being used, and the kid in the sandbox notices that someone is now playing with the blocks that they were using. But instead of being content in the sandbox that they're in, they get jealous that someone's using the blocks that they got bored of, and then they run back and they try to snatch them out of the new kid's hand who's now playing with those blocks. It's very strange, but that's the energy that these people are giving, and they're so-called grown adults doing things like this. But then they want bailouts. They want to act like adults, but then they need handouts and their diapers changed, or somebody to scrub the stains out of their underwear. I hear, no pun intended. True story, bro needs no dragons and shit. Unfortunately, again, no pun intended. We're not buying it. You might be able to sit there on the internet and be bullies, karmics, but we see you for who you are, straight behind those screens, you little keyboard warriors. Yeah, manufactured. Some of these people may be in the closet. There's nothing wrong with that. Whether they're in or out or gay or straight, it doesn't matter. That's not the problem. The problem, dear, is when you have men, or anybody, but I've seen it especially with men. I've especially seen it with gay men, trans men, bisexual men who want to come out, but they're afraid to. They feel like they'll be made fun of. Maybe their family is like religious and doesn't like that kind of stuff or condone that kind of stuff, or there's something in relation to that. They have some kind of shame around this. And so instead of being brave and owning and honoring who they are, they choose to stay in the closet. But then they attack and they hate on women because they're jealous of that woman's openness and acceptance in her own femininity that they have with could express, but that they're afraid to. I've seen it a lot. In many different situations. I saw it years ago one time with a 50-something-year-old boss, a 50 to 60-year-old man who was mistreating a like 20-something-year-old non-binary, she was born female, but gender fluid. But because she was able to honor both energies, that very kind of rugged tomboy, I'm air quoting here, tomboyish energy, and then also learning to honor that femininity, he was jealous of that because he wished he could do that, but he couldn't. She was comfortable in her masculinity and learning to be more honoring of the space of her femininity, and he was jealous as a man that he wasn't comfortable coming out as gay or bi or whatever he was. So he was nasty to her, and she was the only one he treated like that. I've seen bisexual karmic males mistreat divine feminines as well. Out of jealousy or insecurity. Yeah, see, they didn't want people to know. But we know what you're doing and why. I hear jealous. I've seen karmic males try to compete with divine feminine too, even in business. It's very strange. It shows a lack of self-worth, regard, and frankly, masculinity. For starters, it's gross. How embarrassing for them. There's a karmic female. I'm going to take your clients from you. Oh, that's funny. God says no, she's not. Yeah, that's funny. It's crazy. She's down. I also hear client poaching. Like, that's what she's threatening. God says, oh, excuse me, ma'am. I got a phone call. There's a karmic that says, I wish I hadn't done that to her. Yeah, we do too. We do too. 3522. situation, this karmic male who was laughing, pathway in reverse. He's got nowhere to go, no pathways. All pathways have been blocked for him. Clown, like the clown that he is, who tried to get sudden wealth off of stealing from, plagiarizing from, messing with a divine, feminine karmic male, told you. He may be getting sick now because he tried to cause injuries to people. He may have been targeting a healer. Also, I told you I heard that too, so there's that. What else about this? Yeah, he tried to target the divine feminine. Told you. That was a bad idea, sir. Oh, he tried to target the divine feminine! Bad idea! 3622. With a whole crooked community. They're all going down together. Possibly for attempted murder. Because when she said, hey, you're hurting me and you're putting me in a position where if you don't stop hurting me like this, I could die, and they still didn't care, yeah, guess what? That's at least attempted manslaughter at that point. But it's a form of attempted murder regardless, so. And at that point, they knew darn well that what they were doing was harmful because, well, we told them that it was, and also have medical records to prove it. And you see, they still didn't care because they wanted what they wanted regardless, like rapists do. But bitch, no means no, and it's not debatable. Fuck off. Kindly. I'm not asking. It's not a request. I'm telling you. And you don't have a choice. 3722. Yeah, perversion. Your perversions got exposed, you little rats. Nowhere to hide, all your little neighborhood bullies. Also, 101 and 102. Room 202 and 201. Like, the inn. I have been also picking up that some of these karmics, now that they're caught, are not wanting to... They feel like they don't have anything left to do but to accept accountability. And since they don't want to do that, their only other option, that's what they're thinking and feeling, some of them right now. Ooh, because their cover-up got exposed. Yeah. Accident. Some of these people may be... They may be either getting into accidents, like freak accidents, or it's karma coming back to catch them, or some of these people may just be, I see somebody driving off of a bridge. It's like somebody not wanting to be on the earth anymore, and so it's not, they're not driving through a tunnel, but they drive themselves literally off of a bridge. Possibly because somebody doesn't want to be with them, a divine feminine. They targeted a divine feminine in law or with finances or both, because she didn't want to deal with them or be with them anymore, because their ego was bruised because she walked away from the abuse. Wow. So they wanted to slander her or take something that was hers. People may be, what is this? They may be homeless. They may be living out of a hotel because they weren't listening to their intuition. They had no intuition. They're feeling trapped, but that's what they tried to do to others, or they tried to trap people in their minds. So the consequences of their actions, yeah, these are their own man-made disasters. And you know what I've also been picking up? It's a giving final destination. Their karma is hunting them down. Also, I'm picking something up about death spells. Ooh, whatever they sent out is coming back. They played with things they should not have been playing with, I'm telling you. They should not have been playing with these things. It was selfish. For money or power, crimes of passion, it was impulse. They were ferocious. And also using people, trying to use people. These are narcissists. Trying to use people as a supply. Something about grandparents. These people either targeted grandparents possibly were taking money, or sometimes this has to do with inheritance. But there's something also about, in some cases, people's grandparents being involved with crimes. Like, hold on. In one case, let's say you have a divine feminine and her daughter, and the divine feminine's grandmother dies, so the divine feminine's daughter's great grandmother dies, and the divine feminine's daughter's great grandmother leaves inheritance for both his daughter slash great grandma leaves granddaughter and great granddaughter inheritance, and people come in and they snatch it and they steal it. That's one thing. Maybe there are even karmics who try to take out the grandparent in order to get to their money. In some cases. Because I know that that's been a thing too. Even if these people were also getting a cut of the inheritance. Like, some of these people were willing to shorten people's lifespans because they wanted their share of the inheritance, and then they snatched other people's cousins or whoever's other share of the inheritance that they thought they wanted themselves, and so they took illegally, corruptly, unjustly. That's one. On the flip side, then let's say you have a karmic male who's been targeting a divine feminine and her children. Maybe he tried to kidnap the divine feminine's children from her, but he needed help doing it, so his parents helped him do it. That's also another one. So he and his parents have been targeting divine feminine and her child or children. That's another side of that grandparent reference. Yeah, that's blocked. They got blocked. They could not block light workers from coming together. These are also people, in some cases, who got married to try to get money. Or for appearances. Like, karmic females thought that it would look like they had more rights to try to life if they were married to the karmic male who was a sperm donor to her kids, right? Like, let's say that divine feminine had a baby with a karmic male, and the karmic male started trying to hold the divine feminine's children or child hostage and was messing with her money and filing fraud and stuff to do that. The karmic female may have been the mastermind behind it, but it would have looked even more weird for her to be involved in all of that, or for her to be trying to help this karmic male mess with the divine feminine's finances, including and especially by using the child or the child's social security. It would have looked more weird on paper if they weren't married. So they get married for appearances. Maybe one, to try to make themselves look more stable than the divine feminine, who would rather be a single parent and deal with a toxic karmic male or his little combative hood rat. But also because she thought it looked more reasonable for her to have her foot all up in divine feminine's shit. Which, by the way, is why the divine is saying one of two things. Either don't you dare take your foot off of these karmic necks, divine feminine, and or if I call you to take your foot off of their necks, it's only because I'm getting ready to crush them with mine. So move your toes. I'll get their face with my foot. Move your toes so yours don't get caught underfoot. I will crush these karmics, God says. Don't get crushed with them. Don't look back, Sodom and Gomorrah. Make like Lot and get out. These people can't come with you. Not coming back and you can't come with me. Adios. They wanted to keep it a secret. Yeah. Wanted to keep it a secret that this karmic male needs healing. I hear he's sick, but there's nowhere for him to run now. But Divine Masculine says that's precisely fair, though. That's what he wanted for the Divine Feminine. He wanted her so far backed in a corner with no way to escape that she would be so scared she'd basically be peeing her pants to the point of submission. He wanted her strung so far between his sharp teeth that she had no escape, no choice. Basically, but to go limp and play dead, to submit. No. Stay seated. Joke's on you, boo-boo. Yes, he told you they just sat around. How do we get a hold of the situation again? You can't. We tried to drug and poison the light workers. We're in trouble for that. Anything else? If it wasn't so dire, if they weren't actually trying to kill people, this would almost be funny. Yeah. How these people, these light workers must be magic. These people are aliens. How did they survive us? How did they adapt? Yeah. We tried to take them out. How did they survive us? They must be aliens. Yeah, see, they figured out the life insurance policies, the stolen inheritance. Ah. Yeah, they must be aliens. And they feel earthbound in comparison. You know what I've been hearing? What is that called? Spacebound? It's by Eminem for, I don't know, 12 to 24. It's creek without a paddle, they are. Yeah. How did they survive us? It must be aliens. Oh, goodness gracious. It's funny. I hear Turn Your Face Towards the Sun by Rihanna. Let the shadows fall behind you. You and I both know that gold don't turn to rise. Swear that kingdoms reign, be the better kings and queens of yesterday. It's not worth your soul. Tell me about this silly little karmic male. And Divine Feminine. Karmic male. Materialistic philosophy. Slavery. Yeah, entrapment. See? Loss of employment, difficulty finding work, exile, flight, laziness, avoids responsibilities, lack of goals and intensity, scarcity of ideas. Too preoccupied with matter, exhaustion, coldness, isolation, doesn't understand the inherent meaning of work, so they try to take shortcuts or toe step to get what they want. Forcing destiny, seeking success at any cost, even by means of lack of integrity. Seeking personal glory, it's because they want to win at all costs. 23rd. Speaking of grandparents, that would be the week of my grandmother's birthday, and my inheritance and my daughter's inheritance was stolen when she died. Thank you very much. Welcome to my TED Talk. Congratulations for making it almost to the end. April 20th. Up. Somebody says, I don't believe you. Okay. April 26th, July 10th, September 30th, December 4th, February 12th, 11:40 to 11:59 a.m. Yeah, see, taking what does not belong to us, jealousy, possessiveness, spousal relationships solely based on sexuality and materialism. Didn't I say somebody who's upset that a divine feminine, I would say, won't be with them? Love in reverse. Yeah, there's that. Sexual abuse, that's also an issue. One of the reasons why she left. Lewdness and multiple relationships, they're also dishonest and disloyal. 5222, on top of being a sexual predator, which is more than enough reason. Theft, cunning, usurpation of goods. So they try to be slick. They try to manipulate people and systems to get what they want. Ruin, flagrant injustice, unending lawsuit or trial, meaning they constantly just continue to frivolously litigate people, meaning cover up the truth, to drag out ongoing cases and keep victims from ever getting justice, which meant keeping them in constant conflict and from getting peace, all so they could continue their crimes and without getting caught. Also, they could continue taking from innocent people and not getting caught for doing so prior, or held accountable for it at that. Vampirism takes the energy of others. The other reference of unending lawsuit or trial is now they're going to be constantly put through a cycle of litigation battery of their own for the panel. No, you don't understand. I'm in trouble for. Oh, I'm sure you are, because you're a career criminal. Narc. Existential fear. Told you. Didn't I say that? He's not delusional anymore. Now he's scared, which means he's aware that he messed up. I called it out in the beginning. There you go. Existential fear and insecurity, family problems, because he did things like lie to a family court judge to try to manipulate situations and regain access to victims that had previously narrowly escaped, all to cause more trauma, and then try to blame them for it, like Divine Masculine said was pretty foul, trying to cut them and blame them for bleeding. For starters, lack of receptivity or emissivity. March 1st, March 5th, this may be when they're catching their karma for this, in fact. May 30th, August 13th, October 26th, January 5th, March 17th. 10:40 p.m. to 10:59 p.m. I just saw, it's late at night, Karmic getting a knock on the door, probably around 10 to 11. And there's a warrant for their arrest for whatever nonsense this was. It's for targeting somebody who's got a level of fidelity here, faithfulness, loyalty. Reconciliation, affinity, facilitating learning, good memory, friendships, get-togethers, faithful servant, preparation for meetings, faithful to divine principles, giving life to unity and to union, complementary balance of masculine and feminine polarity, order and harmony, friendship, affinity, the study and understanding of the law of resonance, helping penetrate the subconscious to reveal true motives, physics, astronomy, astrology, helping us understand the analogies between the universe and the earth, revealing the secrets of the mineral, vegetable, and animal kingdoms, helping develop a conscience. They don't like this truth at all. Capacity to teach what has been learned, instructor, teacher, learning the unknown through the known. Then there was also this karmic female energy, very plagiaristic, copycat, doppelganger energy. Resentment, prejudice, arrogance, tendency to want revenge, wicked, pernicious, ignorant, debauchery, sexual abuse, denial of one's errors, difficult to live with, difficulty learning, poor choices, authoritarianism, joining a spiritual movement, or claiming some kind of spirituality to escape reality, fantasy, delusional la la land. This all leads to precarious or unstable health. April 10th to April 14th, March 25th, June 7th, August 27th, November 3rd, January 13th, 1:20 a.m. to 1:39 a.m. Somebody's asking, what are these numbers? They are birth dates, death dates. That's a great idea. I would love some of that. Thanks. Should I do the... Okay, are you sure? Let's do both. Excuse me. That's also a good idea. Thank you. Team meeting. I'm about to make some tea. Good idea. Thanks. Birth dates, death dates, anniversaries of people involved, either victims targeted this way or karmic people. This could also be when they committed these atrocities against people, or when they're going to be catching their karma back for it. Ambition masks multiple personalities, exterior beauty only, so it was all about appearances. They're fake. Thinking of oneself as indispensable. Yeah, these are people, let's say they tried to copy Divine Feminine. They forgot that they were copying somebody, and they feel like it's like the people who try to copy you and be a better version of you than you are. But they gaslight themselves into thinking that they can, that it's working, or that they're the original. And then because they have confused themselves, they think that they're indispensable or irreplaceable, and they're not. They're not unique. They're copying someone else. Feelings of superiority or inferiority, and that's the thing, is they're confused. They feel inferior, which is why they feel the need to copy other people, and they try to be a better version of you than they think that you are or you can be, to make themselves feel superior. But the whole action, behavior, thought process, mental issue, insecurity, and motive and drive to do that, darling, that is highlighting your inferiority. A superior person would never do such a thing, nor would they want to, or even waste time in their day thinking about or imagining doing so. It's why we think what you're doing is so ridiculous. We never would. You're trying to copy who we are, but you already failed because we'd never do what you're doing. You're a bad knockoff. Next. Useless spending, wasting, squandering. This is also of their time and energy in doing things like that. Tendency to take everything for granted. Illicitly acquired wealth, dirty money. Yeah, like copying and plagiarizing and trying to pretend to be something or someone that they're not, for example. Ambitiousness, pride, caring only for the material things aspects of things and people, using charm, it's manipulation, again, pretending there's something they're not for selfish purposes, living beyond one's means, unstable situation, April 15th to April 20th, March 26th, June 8th, August 23rd, November 4th, January 14th. 1:40 a.m. to 1:59 a.m. Yeah, we just passed that time. Oh, no, we didn't. It's p.m. here. Suicide, unconscious death, despair, dead end, depression. Blocked horizon. Especially if you're trying to copy Shiloh Horizon. Horizon Holistics. 6122. Repudiating one's own existence, negative influence, bad health, handicap, collapse, ruin, loss of employment of one's spouse and friends, etc. And you know, I picked up that the family and the friends and the people around this person, they don't want to be around this person. I picked up that the siblings or the family of these people have been talking to the parents. It might have been a mother figure, but some of the siblings were going to the mother of this karmic female and saying, Mom, you know, she's doing that thing where she's obsessively copying, stalking and copying someone again. She's doing that thing. They're talking about their sibling, sister, karmic female. So it's a group of siblings that are going, or a sibling in the family that's going to the mom, and they're telling on the karmic female. The karmic female may have gone to the siblings to complain about being called out for stealing from, copying, plagiarizing from a divine feminine, but the siblings didn't agree with their sister, the karmic female. In fact, they see where the divine feminine that spoke up about it is coming from, and they disagree with their sibling. And so the siblings basically trying to play the victim or get some kind of sympathy or downplay the reality or the severity of the situation. And the sibling, concerned, validly went to the mom and either said, yeah, they're not telling you the whole story, or hey, I'm concerned about the sibling because they're doing that thing again where they're copying someone's whole personality. They're saying basically they're noticing what they think is maybe borderline personality disorder, but this is just, they've done this to someone else before. And maybe the version of their personality that they didn't like, to the point where they were trying to wash that out of themselves by adopting a new divine feminine target's personality, or a divine feminine's, maybe this is the first divine feminine that she's copying this way, but even if that this is the first divine femme that she's doing this to, she did it to someone else before. She dropped her whole own personality or whatever she had going on for her to try to copy someone else, has been doing that, and then now switched to the new target. And the sibling has noticed this. I picked this up yesterday or the day before. And so the sibling is saying, Mom, you remember when she did that before to that other person? Yes, she's doing it again. I feel like this is a karmic female who may either get some kind of support from the family, or there's something there where she doesn't want the family to know about it. In some cases, she may be concerned that they're going to try to have her committed. It sounds like she needs committed to be committed. I hear yes, she does. Collapse, ruin, loss of employment of one's spouse, of friends, etc. Going from one experience to the next without understanding. Going against the natural order, forcing materialization, and lacking openness. So they try to force destiny. They lack intuition, lack positive influence, but try to force things that aren't meant to be or aren't healthy. March 16th to March 20th, June 2nd, August 16th, October 29th, January 8th, March 20th again, 11:40 p.m. to 11:59. Then you also have isolation, alienation, impulsiveness, aggression. I did pick that up. Addictions, also picked that up, including the stalking. That's an addiction too. And the copying. Negativity, indiscretion, lies, betrayal, breach of trust, hallucination. So this is somebody who, my ear just started ringing, thinks that they're intuitive or gifted or psychic when they're not. But this is somebody who is actually, unfortunately, mentally ill, that seems to be to the point where they have hallucinations. This is also deceitful practices, it says, and wild imaginings of an unbalanced medium. So if you've got a karmic female trying to copy a divine feminine, pretend to be a divine feminine, start a business trying to copy divine feminine, claim to be a divine feminine, claim to be a spiritual practitioner or a teacher or an intuitive of some kind, that's false. Deceitful practice, so she's dishonest, either lying to herself and or others. And the wild imaginings of an unbalanced medium. It's not saying that she's a medium. It's saying that she's delusional. She's hallucinating. And she's imagining things. She thinks she's a medium, but that's part of the delusion. Confusion between dreams and reality. Yeah. Agoraphobia, claustrophobia. May 16th to May 20th. April 1st. The joke's on her, April Fools. June 15th, August 29th, November 10th, January 20th, 3:40 a.m. to 3:59 a.m. Okay. But she came after a divine feminine who has an expansive level of intelligence, lives, cosmic memory, so in touch with the Akashics, for starters. Prodigious capacity for memorization, gateway to the Akashic Records, the Universal Library, mastery of feelings through reason, and great patience, communicative temperament, modesty, generous mentality, allowing us to bear adversity with patience and acceptance, and ready to help those in need. Communication, master builder on the inside as well as the outside. Planner, great strategist, gifted with a practical mind. Honest, upright administrator, allowing us to overcome all difficulties and great adversities, granting us the power to expand, making everything fructify, or making everything grow. If it's fructifying, it's a harvest, it's fully blossoming, like fruit expanding. Allowing us to become aware of our errors and thus eliminate our karmic debts. Nobility, magnanimity, generosity, clemency, faithful to one's word, peacemaker, working with important responsibilities, architect and engineer in the service of the divine, gift for negotiating, enthusiasm, as well as being socially and politically renowned. I just heard celebrity. This is everything that comes with celebrity. No hiding up there, all nudity. As I'm standing here in a towel from the shower, finishing my air dry. Facilitates learning, loves studying, successful exams, omniscience, going from concrete to abstract, from reality to ideas, gifted in science, technology and poetry, gifted in understanding geometry, astronomy, astrology, and mathematics, inspiring scientists and philosophers, conscience of cosmic organization, good concentration, development of knowledge, anticipation, protecting against calumny, spills, and trickery, exorcism through knowledge, teacher, an excellent pedagogue, someone with revelatory perception, psychic abilities, discovery of hidden treasures, discovery of nature's secrets, acknowledgement, gratitude, subtlety, discretion, bearer of new ideas, inventor, revelatory dreams and meditation. So what the karmic wishes she could be, pretended she was but is not. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, discovery of philosophical secrets that lead to the reorientation of one's life. I just picked this deck up. And guess what couple of cards got stuck to the table? Just a few, but this was on the top. So this is backfiring. They're one insecure. It's giving creativity, jealous of your creativity, and trying to siphon the solar plexus sacral energy. That's also abundance. But you see, when they realize that they're caught and it hits the fan, stuff hits the fan, they bounce. These are people who wanting to cause you to miss opportunities by taking them for themselves. I mentioned that in the community board. There are people who've been trying to dig up dirt, but it's because there's dirt on them, and they were hoping if they could find dirt on someone else, especially a whistleblower who was speaking about the truth of what grime they've been involved with, then maybe they could level the playing field and their crimes wouldn't look as bad when stood next to whoever they were trying to expose for whistleblowing or as a whistleblower, or they were trying to discredit the whistleblower for and with the same reason, process, purpose, meaning, well, if I can try to find some dirt on you, then we both look bad, and then maybe it'll get you to shut up, or maybe no one will take you credibly since you also have dirt, or maybe people won't really care since we both have dirt. I'm like, no. That's stupid, but that's what they tried. See, they have stuff that they're being judged for, righteously so, and so they were looking up, but trying to find stuff on the people that they are targeting, because it's a distraction tactic, really. That's all that was. You see? Yeah, don't worry about it. This might be an ex for some people. This could be a jealous family member. If it's a divine feminine, in some cases, it might be a jealous mother figure. I've seen that before too. Yeah, somebody who doesn't want you to be or stay grounded. Turning others against you. It's in reverse though, because they wanted people to not listen to you. See, I split the deck and there it goes. But it's not working. People are listening and they're not turning into ops for this person. Anybody who did or tried is in just as much trouble as this person trying to cover this up is. So really, that was a bad choice, and they're all going to go down together. There's nothing that they can do, not while they're awake, not while they're asleep. Putting negative thoughts in your head is in reverse. They couldn't gaslight people. They did try to hide, but you see things are being flipped on their head and they're being cleared out. They don't have a choice, because they don't have any protection or means to dodge any accountability or clear the space. And it's not a secret that they've been spying on people. We know that they tried to be tricky. They tried to cause family issues. They tried to mess with people's children. But people see that they're just mad because they got cut out or they weren't able to get into our inner circle in the first place. Yeah, see? That's funny. So these impulsive, reckless, toxic people, they got cut out and cast out. They're being cleansed out. And you, my darlings, as well as I, have divine support. So keep going. Let's make some tea and pack a bowl, shall we? I'm sorry, I know you hate that. Just to fall off for a second. Get my attention. There's a karmic female angry pulling out her hair. I feel that also. It's a crown chakra attack. Third eye, crown attempt. Also throat a bit. And I feel it in the root trying to pull. Moving up. They're just mad. Seems like these are people who are trying to rip people from root to crown. I was just going to ask, well, how's that going to work out for them? Before I could even finish the sentence in my head. Out loud. It's not. Yeah. Anticipatorily. Why did I shh? Shh. Because you're selfish. That's right. There's a grandfather energy, possibly a war veteran, who's calling these karmics greedy little bastards. Also, I hear you leave my granddaughter alone. Yeah, you got some soldiers ticked off, I'd say. Karmics. It's not that they're ticked off. They're calm. They think these people are little punks. Just little enemies to handle, but not difficult ones. Just ops. Hi, baby. Hi, sweet boy. You cutie pie. Those are good stretch. So, just as a side disclaimer, I don't wish harm for anybody, not these karmics or anybody else. And frankly, if you have ever heard me say, I'm coming for you, absolutely mean non-violently and legally. And anybody that should be here on this channel, anybody that is in this collective, anybody that has a couple of brain cells to rub together knows that that's precisely what I mean. But since we've had smear campaigning narcissistic karmics come on this channel and try to twist things out of context, put words in people's mouth, or take things out of context to make them sound in a way that they are not and that they were clearly not intended to be, I'm just making that extra disclaimer. I am coming for you, just not in the way that you wanted to try to make people believe, to smear campaign the victims you were targeting as violent and dangerous, to take the heat off of yourselves and how you hurt them. For starters, thank you. Karmics. Yeah, Divine Masculine says, that's not a disclaimer that you should have to make. No, but they tried it before. So there it is. just to cover all the bases and block them off from that attempt at smear campaign and escape route for themselves. They need to take the L. Divine Masculine says they're going to. They don't have a choice. No, they don't. They thought they did. There's a karmic male who might actually think that he does, but it's not that he's delusional. He truly thinks... Excuse me, I just got a hiccup. Bullshit, he might be an alcoholic. It's not necessarily that he's delusional, but it's like he truly thinks that whatever escape plan or victim targeting statement or situation he's trying to spin will work. So kind of it's delusional, but also it's not. Like he thinks he has a foolproof plan to be criminal again and get away with it, but this plan to be criminal is actually to try to cover up another incident where he was criminal. Or this plan to be criminal is his attempt to try to discredit the whistleblowing about his previous crimes. Like maybe if he tries to trash talk a victim now, then the victim won't be believed about the previous incidents either. That's what he thinks. So it's not like he's delusional. He just genuinely thinks that whatever he's planning to attack a victim or to try to smear campaign their reputation or credibility as a whistleblower, he thinks it will work. But there's something he doesn't know about. There's something, either God has something up the divine sleeve. There's something he doesn't know about, and that he's not factored into whatever it is that he's thinking. He doesn't realize his plans have already been foiled in reverse. But it's because he doesn't have the foresight to factor this piece of it in. God knows, though. It's really weird. These karmics are weird, dude. What's wrong with you? A lot. Heard. Yeah, well, cheers. Please remember to pray. Do no harm, take no crap, and I'll catch you in the next one. Blessings and namaste.